So, in oh, for fuck's sakes news, the parents of the Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumbley were both sentenced to 10 to 15 years today for involuntarily manslaughter. Now, this isn't the oh, for fuck's sakes part, okay? Leading up to their sentencing today, both parents, James and Jennifer, were involved in some craziness. And if anybody had been following their trials, they know that both of them and their lawyers have kind of been a little weird. So let's look into this. So, leading up to today's sentencing, Jennifer Crumbley had asked not to serve her sentence in prison. Yes, that's right. It was disclosed in a sentencing memo filed by the prosecution that Jennifer is requesting to avoid serving prison time. Instead, she wants to live in the guest house belonging to her defense attorney, Shannon Smith. And that house is less than 10 miles from Oxford High School, which is where the shooting took place. In the memo, it states, consistent with defendant's statements in the PSIR, that she wishes to reside with defense counsel to serve her sentence. Defense counsel emailed the court and the people indicating that her requested sentence for the defendant was for the defendant to be released on a tether with house arrest. Defense counsel further explained that she was requesting that the defendant live with her at her residence in northern Oakland County, less than 10 miles from Oxford High, and that the defendant can stay in her guest house. Now, as if that's not ridiculous enough, her husband James had made phone calls from jail where he appeared to be threatening the prosecutor. So James Crumbley's defense attorney says he never threatened the prosecutor. He was just venting. It says that when he called her a whore and warned that your ass is going down and you better be scared, he wasn't physically threatening her. He was just venting, his attorney argues, and was expressing his hope that Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald would lose her law license over the handling of the unprecedented case. He went on to say that it is clear that Mr. Crumbley is venting to loved ones about his frustration related to the lack of investigation done by the prosecution prior to authorizing charges against him and his wife, which resulted in his more than 2-year incarceration up to this point. He does not threaten physical harm to Karen McDonald. Instead, the calls are clear that he wants to ensure that she does not do to other people what she had done in this case. Authorize charges before an investigation could be conducted. More specifically, his lawyer argued that the jailhouse calls reflect his desire to ensure that Karen McDonald is not able to continue practicing law. Basically, they want her to be disbarred. It's like, well, yeah, I understand this case was unprecedented, but I think after watching these trials and seeing both of these things done by the parents, we can understand why both needed to be held responsible for being complicit in their son's murderous actions. It just, they are just not going to win any Parents of the Year awards.